I believe it's always a lofty, it's always a very aspirational dream, especially for us Indians. I believe every child, when they are growing up, at some point they want to be a pilot. I think the mission for Blue Origin and some of the other companies that are out there is to make it affordable. It's a great push to try to encourage those individuals who cannot actually go up there. Space tourism is where the future is. Every time somebody goes to space, whether it's from the stateside, whether it's Russian, whether it's Chinese, or whether any other countries, they're either military, they're either billionaires, they're either government officials. It's not the common person. If a civilian can get to space without having the all family background of military and etc., then everybody can. I believe it's always a lofty, it's always a very aspirational dream, especially for us Indians. I believe every child, when they are growing up, at some point they want to be a pilot. It crosses their mind at some point, is what I think. There's a select few who actually get to become pilots, and we're amongst those few who can call ourselves pilots. So I flew for a little bit here in the US, back in India, did medical flying, did corporate flying, did commercial flying, did some aerobatics and some other bush planes, hot air balloons. So did the whole plethora of aviation, got the run around. But before aviation started, I was always very keen to become an astronaut. And then I shared with my father the true, dream and passion to become an astronaut. And in the US, you have to be a US citizen, you have to go to US Air Force, you have to go to NASA. And yes, that's where the dream thins out a little bit, and then you lose sight of it. But I never did. And after my flying in India and abroad and everything I did, I kind of started to look at opportunities where the original dream can come alive. And that's where I got the opportunity with Blue to kind of be on this mission. It's been in the works for a little bit. It didn't happen right away. And finally, it's happened now. So NS-25 is scheduled, as you see on the news, and we will be going to low Earth orbit in the near future. So that's the whole 2 cents of it. It's something that is not in the Urban Dictionary. It's something that I think I take with me, not just my feelings, but the feelings of numerous hundreds of people I've met in my travels, in my journey through life and through India, to kind of give and share the moment to actually leave the place where we're born and where we die, and look at it from the other side. And it's I always told people this, that from the time you're born till the time you leave, you wake up and you want to see the sky. You wake up, you go outside your room, you look up, you wake up and you get fresh air, you take a breath. But I want to have the opportunity to do the reverse, which is go up there and see what it's like, to have an idea of what we go through on a day-to-day life, our whole life, before we leave. And that's the whole idea, is to look back on centuries of humans and evolution, on what it really reflects. The movies are fantastic, they do a good job and etc. But what the naked eye can see is something you have to do yourself. So that's the excitement, is for me to look back at Mother Earth and kind of see where we are born, where we go by our day, where we fight, where we play, where we're happy, where we're emotional, and then take that in. And that's the whole excitement, is to just look back and see what's going on, without being interrupted, or without being documented, or without being shown through somebody else's eyes or through a movie camera. So that's the whole excitement, if I can sum it up for you. The vision behind, and I speak as a, this is my personal opinion, but Blue Origin's, tagline or statement, if you go on the website, is for the benefit of Earth. And that's what's very, very important to notice here. It says for the benefit of Earth, and this comes from the horse's mouth, Jeff Bezos himself. It is for them to protect Mother Earth, that they are seeking for life and adventure outside the planet. So everything that they do, everything that they're, all the amount of time, more than anything else, more than the money, all the effort that's put in, is to explore the space beyond. Why? Because that's how we can protect Mother Earth. This is my interpretation of Blue's mission and tagline, and that's that kind of gets me to what you just mentioned, Tanya, about, you also wanted to be a pilot, but only a very few get to do it. It's actually wrong. I mean, only a very few don't get to do it. It really is my the legacy and mission on NS25 is to tell the next generation that it's not the few. If you can dream it, you can do it, and that's kind of what um, I'm behind. I'm behind the next generation to really dream, to do whatever they want. Okay, fine. Astronaut is amazing. Every time you go to, I've given a lot of talks in schools and universities in India, and a lot of kids say that I ask them, what would you like to do when you become, what is your dream? Doctor, lawyer, somebody will say politician, so like that. The list goes on, where that's what India is made of, right? IT professionals, etc. Somewhere far in the corner in a fortnight, somebody will say pilot, but not one person said astronaut. And it always ticked me off. It said, why not astronaut? If we have to be an astronaut, we have to go to NASA. We have to be a US citizen. We have to, who will go to the US? How will it go? My parents won't allow. This barrier is what I want to break. I want to break the barrier of allowing the next generation to think free. And I say that dreams are free, and those who steal those dreams are criminal. And that's what I've always said. Let them dream. They're free to dream. Whether it becomes a reality or not, it depends on the individual. But if you don't even let them dream, let it be a teacher, a parent, an advisor, a friend, anybody, a stranger, if that person is discouraging you to dream, then you'll never get there. So that's kind of my take on that. I think the mission for Blue Origin and some of the other companies that are out there is to make it affordable. And what that affordable number is something that I am not privy to, but it is to make it affordable. And that has to start somewhere. And that's what Blue is doing. They've done 24 missions, and this is NS25, many of them being payload, flying postcards, flying drawings, flying things that students can send and receive back, saying that it's been to space and come back, is absolutely phenomenal. I think it's a great push to try to encourage those individuals who cannot actually go up there. But for those who can go up there, it's it's very near. And Blue Origin is, I believe, the best at what it's doing right now, is to make that an affordable feat. And right now, if you see, Blue is also tying up with other agencies such as NASA to potentially build the first private international space station, to really grow space tourism and really get into that sector. So I believe that space tourism is where the future is. And second of all is, we have 1.417 billion people in our country, on our motherland. And every time somebody goes to space, whether it's from the stateside, whether it's Russian, whether it's Chinese, or whether any other countries, they're either military, they're either, billionaires, they're either government officials. It's not the common person. It's not a civilian. And that's what I was focusing on, is if a civilian can get to space without having the all family background of military and etc., then everybody can. And that is space tourism, is to take that person who is not an astronaut, who doesn't have a science background, who doesn't have all the engineering and all the maths and physics figured out, as a lot of people are fond of maths and physics, but they can still go up there, take a peek, and come right back, and then live the rest of their life, because it would absolutely change their life.